So what's good, TMG fam? It's your boy L, and I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute. So listen, man, just real quick public service announcement, bro. They better not make another Fast and the Furious. Hear me? They better not make another Fast and the Furious, bro. I'm not knocking on nobody making their money. Vin Diesel, Tyrese, Ludacris, the guy that plays Han. All y'all, man, make y'all money, bro. I'm just like, I can't watch another one, bro. And I haven't watched them all straight through, but just so happened last night, I'm down here working. Queen and my sons, they come down. They're like, they want to watch a movie. So I'm like, cool, let's do it. They turn on Fast and the Furious, the latest one now. And I'm like, okay. And I watch it, bro, and I couldn't make it all the way through it. I couldn't. I'm like, yo, they're getting outrageous with the stunts, everything is just over the top at this point. So it's just not for me. But anyway, man, the next video we're getting into is drone captures what no one was supposed to see. All right? So if you're new to the channel, man, hit the subscribe button. Join the fam. That's what you're supposed to do. Join the fam, man. Come kick it with us. All right? And once you do that, man, it's one thing we got to do. Moment of silence for the haters. And then we let them know to run the likes up, baby. Make sure y'all run the likes up. Hit that like button.
We see the world literally, because it turns out humans can't fly, so it's handy. But sometimes drones pick up some things that maybe we weren't supposed to see.
This is gonna make me want to buy a drone. I see it already. I need to stop watching this.
From a pretty disgusting expose of a pig farm to a shocking new marine friendship, let's see some drone captures that no one was supposed to see. Number 15. Smithfield Foods Factory Farm. Look, here's the honest truth. So many people love bacon, but how many of those people want to face the gruesome truth of how they get it? Probably not.
I don't. Just let me just have that. Don't take bacon away from me. You know what I mean? Don't do that. And I do like because I'm trying to cut away from the pork. So I do the beef bacon a lot. Man, don't take the beef. Like, come on, bro. Just don't take bacon, period.
Not many? Well, that's why we have documentary filmmakers to force us to confront the truths we don't want to face. Mark DeVries, a documentary filmmaker, has been secretly using spy drones to investigate and expose the environmental devastation caused by factory farms across America. And what he reveals is pretty horrific. In this case, DeVries was focusing on pig farms operated by a subdivision of Smithfield Farms, the world's largest pork producer. What he saw was this sinister-looking red lake. It's actually somehow worse than what you're already assuming it is. No, it's not blood. It's an open sewage lagoon filled with pig feces and urine. Told you it was worse, didn't I? And let's not even start on what happens beyond the lake. Thousands of buildings tightly packed with thousands of pigs for months at a time. So tightly packed, in fact, that they can't even turn around. Yeah, let's see you enjoy that bacon now.
I could have did without hearing that. How many of y'all ate bacon this morning for breakfast? I know you did. Be honest. Be honest.
Before we go on, like this video, crawl on your face.
It's time for the rare topic. Be honest with me, what would you do if you saw this thing showing up on your drone screen? Yeah, I'd probably burn it and pretend I didn't see it too. This guy actually went a step further than that, deleting his whole YouTube channel almost immediately after spotting what he believed was a sinister giant chicken. In actuality, it wasn't that, it was just an ultra-realistic sculpture of a fallen angel. Yeah, this drone captured what no one was supposed to see, assuming of course that you believe it really was just a sculpture. What do you think? Sculpture or real life alien thing? As always, comment down below with the hashtag #RareTopic and let us know your opinion in relation to what we just showed on screen. Let's move on to the next one. Number 14. Dolphins playing with whales. We often consider dolphins and whales to be co-workers, two species who happen to share a workplace in the form of the ocean. But it turns out
That's a dope view right there, bro. That, like, seeing that, yes, that's dope. That makes me want a drone badly now to be able to get footage like that.
these two species may actually be closer than they thought. Maybe even best friends? It's every child's dream. While operating a catamaran in Orange County, Captain Dave happened to catch some incredible footage. A pair of migrating gray whales engage in some courtship behavior in the open ocean as a playful pod of Pacific white-sided dolphins decides to join them. It's a sight that presumably the marine pals never intended to share with the world, but the humans who witnessed it definitely did. This kind of sight is actually pretty rare in the modern world. It's not every day that you see whales and dolphins gleefully sharing a journey together, outside of animated movies, I mean. Yeah, the animated dream is now a live-action reality. Dolphins and whales, best friends forever. Captain Dave, full-time legend. This voiceover guy, getting tired of these pointless rhetorical questions. Thank you very much. Number 13. Tire fire. What do you do when you can see the big plume of black smoke, but you can't see where it's coming from?
And then I took like a smoke reading class, bro. That right there was burning hot, fam. Like, whoo, that dark, ooh. And then now what is burning off with that tire?
You fire up the old drone and you set out on an adventure. See, it's so obvious now that you know the answer. In Odessa, Texas, this fire had been burning for almost a week in one of the most devastating incidents in the city's history. As this drone footage managed to capture, the cause of the disaster was no less than a big old tire fire. To be more specific, around 100,000 tires were burning for more than a week, creating a huge blaze that required the effort of every volunteer fire department in the area, as well as reserves from elsewhere. And while the whole thing was pretty horrific, you have to admit the footage is pretty cool to look at. Of course, this is the kind of thing that the firefighters would rather you not see, and for most of us, the kind of thing we'd rather not get our drones near to. But still, if
That's a long day's worth of work right there, y'all. I'm telling you.
you got it, flame it. I don't really know any phrases that can be attributed to a tire fire. Sorry, guys. Number 12. Sneaky Great White. The whole point of stealth is that you don't get caught, which is easier said than done, as any hide-and-seek master will confirm, but this drone footage proves that even sharks aren't the perfect stealth masters we like to think. This YouTuber was using his drone to catch some pictures of the ocean when he happened to spot a 9-foot great white shark lingering around a kayaking family. The family hadn't noticed the shark's presence whatsoever until the drone appeared. When they finally spotted it, they did the smartest thing they possibly could, huddling together to appear larger and heading for the shore. Eventually, the shark has enough and wanders off into the deep. Probably the best outcome any of us could hope.
And then if he rammed that, y'all ain't nothing but food at that point. You food. Why? That's not enough of boat. You like the motorcyclists on the highway. That's just not enough protection for me, bro. They need something bigger to be on.
For after such a close encounter, but hey, at least we know that drones ruin shark stealth. That's a plus. In fact, if the drone hadn't been there, this could easily have turned into a tragic story. That shark had already stalked the family for quite a way. If the drone hadn't alerted them, well, it's not even something we want to think about. We've all seen Jaws. Number 11. COVID crematorium. Consider this a full warning that some of you may find the following footage distressing or disturbing. As we all know, 2020 and 2021 were pretty rough years for our planet, thanks to a brutal pandemic unprecedented in our time. One of the worst hit areas of our planet was India, which suffered devastating losses for months on end. At one point, Delhi alone reported hundreds of thousands of COVID cases every single day. Unfortunately, many of those cases ended in tragic deaths, leaving Delhi to deal with the truly horrific problem of what to do with the bodies. They decided to compose some makeshift mass crematoriums, something that was captured in this harrowing drone footage. This is tragically the horrific reality of life in India in 2021. And
that's why you got to be mindful when you're running around saying, yo, COVID is this, COVID ain't this, it ain't real, this is that. Look at what people had to go through. So when they hear you say stuff like that, they may take offense because they lost more or probably several loved ones to this thing. So you got to be mindful, man. Your beliefs are your beliefs. Just keep them to yourself, bro, and don't infringe on nobody else, because you don't know what that person or family went through and what all they took a loss or you know what I mean? How much of a loss they took. You just don't know, bro. This here is crazy to look at. Prayers.
Anybody with a heart can see that something has truly gone horribly wrong here. Over the past few years, we've had to hear all manner of COVID deniers spreading lies and fake news, but this video is perhaps the ultimate proof that not only is COVID-19 real, but it's devastating. Our brothers and sisters worldwide are being ripped away from us, their bodies treated like nothing. The Indian media tried to suppress this footage, but the thing about the truth is, it always gets out. Number 10. Mysterious crop circles. What do you do when you find some weird crop circles in a local wheat field? You fire up the drone and get investigating. That's what these local residents did when mysterious rings were found in a nearby field. The drone footage shows the 6 rings in the crops, the largest of which is 42 feet in diameter. As if that's not already weird enough, the biggest 2 circles also had deep craters in the center. But wait, because it only gets weirder from here on out, my friends. This is far from the first time that crop circles had been discovered in the area. In fact, similar circles had been spotted 3 times in the same region over the past 15 years, making it a go-to spot for UFO enthusiasts. But the actual cause of the circles, well, that depends on your perspective. If you're a believer, you'll probably be thinking that the circles are the product of aliens or electromagnetic radiation, but if you're an outspoken skeptic, you're much more likely to believe that the whole thing is a man-made hoax designed to get some attention. Which is the real one? Well, that's for you to decide, man. We're just here to give you some sweet, sweet drone footage. Number 9. The wind turbine guy. Look, there's a lot of weird stuff that you could see on top of a wind turbine.
Ooh, that's real high up. That is... Ooh. Ooh, that's real high up.
I mean, an effigy to make a male model, a Kids' Choice Award, a signed photograph of David Hasselhoff, but this one is, well, I never would have expected this. While on vacation in Rhode Island, a drone pilot wanted to get a closer look at a wind turbine that wasn't in operation. Apparently, he didn't expect to see a mystery man sunbathing on top of the static wind turbine. In fact, it's the sound of the drone that seems to wake him from his nap. Spotting the camera, he sits up, waves, and is absolutely unconcerned with any potential safety issues. Now that's some confidence I think we could all do great things with, or incredibly stupid things with. Either way, we'll get some—
And then you just sitting up there all free and everything. I'd be like clenching on to something, man. Legs would be like shaking. No, get me down. Get me down.
Stuff done. Look, this is one of those things that health and safety professionals all over the world are probably praying nobody ever sees, and you know, that's probably reasonable. But hey, this is the internet, and the internet doesn't tend to follow the rules or meet expectations. We just kinda do anything and see what happens. Remember Gangnam Style? We're powerful, man. Number 8. Sinking of cargo ship. Okay, so a sinking cargo ship is not something any drone operator expects to see while recording footage on an ordinary day, but hey, the life of a drone pilot is an unpredictable one, and in the case of this pilot, getting to capture the sinking of the Voici Bernadette was unique. In June 2019, the Voici Bernadette was scheduled to be sunk in 100 feet of water off the coast of Florida, but I doubt this drone pilot expected to capture it in in such astonishing detail. Through pure luck and skill, he managed to record every single part of the sinking from beginning to, well, end. I mean, it was all the end, but you know, some parts are more endier than others, I guess. Now, why exactly people think sinking a ship is better than repurposing it is a question for another time, but what we can all agree on right now is that the footage is pretty spectacular. I mean, how many people can honestly say they've ever seen a ship sinking in person, let alone recorded one with a drone? Certainly not me. The movie Titanic doesn't count. I'm sorry, we have to be fair. Number 7.
Are they doing that for people who like go snorkeling and stuff, give them something to explore and look at while they're down there? No. I'm like, yeah, man, repurpose it, refurbish it, all that kind of stuff like that. You ain't gotta sink it though. It was actually cool to watch though, I can't lie.
Hawk versus drone. If you've ever wondered what it's like to be preyed on by a hawk in midair, you're about to find out. This drone operator got the surprise of his life when a hawk decided there was only room for one of them. While flying his quadcopter at Magazine Beach Park in Cambridge, Massachusetts, this drone pilot was getting some pretty impressive footage of the surrounding environment. Then it all got very, very unfortunate. It turns out that hawks don't really like it when you invade their airspace. Who knew? So what better way to show your dislike and frustration than to just straight up attack the drone in midair? And judging by how fast the drone dropped back to Earth, I'd say that the hawk used every part of its power to try and make its point. Just another reason you don't ever want to be attacked by a hawk, although you should have many reasons if we're being real. In keeping with our animal fight videos, I feel the need to stress that, yeah, in a fight between a drone and a hawk, the hawk wins. But again, I don't think anybody really had any question about that. Number 6. Traffic. Here's a sight that you never get to see. Traffic. Okay, maybe you do get to see it all the time, but never like this. This drone footage captures a bird's eye view of a busy street intersection in the city at night, and it's basically a work of art. There's something incredible about being in a plane approaching a city at night. It literally glows in the darkness, and that's pretty much what you're seeing here. While it may just be a big cycle of frustration for those of us on the ground, it turns out that traffic looks pretty damn good from way up high. And if traffic looks good, what else can look good? Laundry, garden work, construction. Seems the possibilities are endless for mundane activities that can be art. Actually, I may have misspoken there. There's no way doing laundry will be artistic. Either way, we're looking at one of the most unexpectedly beautiful things in the man-made world. Traffic sucks, but it sure does look good when you're floating in midair and looking down at it. I guess we're all just living life at the wrong height. Story of my life. Number 5. Killer whales versus blue whales. Believe it or not, what you're about to see is not a common thing. It's actually very hard to see it. Off the coast of Monterey, California, this drone caught footage of a pod of killer whales charging, and you can bet it probably hurt. According to marine biologists and other experts, this pod was most likely behaving like troublemaking teenagers harassing the big whale for fun, which obviously is not a good thing. The blue whale is the largest animal on Earth. It deserves respect and the ability to go about its day-to-day business without getting randomly sideswept. All things considered, this may actually be one of the better outcomes. Killer whales have been known to prey on the blue whale, so maybe them just annoying the animal and not actually killing it is, well, it's a good thing. However, it's pretty obvious that this blue whale was genuinely surprised and scared by the attack. Not only did it panic after being hit, it quickly left the scene entirely. And thankfully, the killer whales decided not to follow. That's enough bullying for one day. You bully the largest animal in the world, and where do you go from there? Number 4. 50 Lane Holiday Inn. We've already highlighted how beautiful traffic can be if you see it from way up high, but now we're going to dismiss that entirely and remind ourselves of why we hate traffic. Prepare to see an absolute nightmare. It's given me anxiety just thinking about it. In 2017, a 50-lane highway in China became the scene of an almost unbelievable traffic jam. Yes, all 50 lanes were totally and completely
50 lanes, bro? That's what Atlanta needs. If you ever been to Atlanta and heard about Atlanta's traffic, this is what Atlanta needs. And I still feel like we fill it up. Some kind of way we figure out a way to fill it up.
completely blocked up. In fact, all of this happened shortly after the Christmas holiday, so the reason for the gridlock was probably because of people making their way home.
I'd lose my mind in that. 50-lane highway is backed up. I would be, what? How do you even call into work if you're on your way to work and say, he's like, bro, you on a 50 lane. There's no way. I'm telling you, man. I'm emailing y'all pictures now. Turn the news on. Like, bruh.
Home after spending time with their families. Maybe this is the reason so many families can't get along. They just know I'm gonna get stuck in traffic for at least 3 hours because of you people. Suddenly it all makes sense.
Not many fights got started in that.
And yes, the traffic jam did
Road rage.
indeed last at least 3 hours. Once they reached the toll booths, however, they were able to skate on through and go straight home. But if there was ever a reason to leave the family get-together early, you're looking at it, my friends. Number 3. Great Salt Lake, Utah. You can see a lot of beautiful things in Utah, but here's one that you can only fully appreciate with a drone. The Great Salt Lake. Separated by a railroad causeway, the northern and southern parts of the lake are marked with different levels of salinity and depth, which means, you guessed it, some creative coloring. This drone pilot decided he was going to get the best footage he possibly could by throwing his drone into the air and flying right over the top of it. What you see here is a truly stunning sight, a combination of colors that in any other lake would make you assume there was a grisly accident. But no, there were no murders in the Great Salt Lake that we know of. This is all just a vibrant miracle of nature, although for legal reasons we can't rule out the murder angle. This drone shot actually just captures 2 of the unique colors on offer at the lake. There are also green and pink areas, also caused by the high levels of salinity. Get a couple more colors in there and you're on your way to the world's first natural rainbow lake. Number 2. Coconut farming. Coconut farming is a dangerous game. It requires climbing a tree with no safety equipment and a machete. Already dangerous enough. And that's just the beginning of it. It's basically a health and safety nightmare. But hey, that's their life. This drone footage follows one of these coconut farmers as he climbs the tree. Watch as he uses the machete to build grooves for his bare feet to climb. Yes, bare feet. He's using a machete while climbing a tree with his bare feet and hands. Did I not say this was one of the most insane jobs in the world? And that's before we even get to just how high and dangerous this tree actually is. You get to a certain height and the whole thing starts to bend. Now, that is true danger. When the wind can knock you down, you know you're in trouble. Coconut farming is insane. There's honestly no other word to describe the footage that you've just witnessed. It requires fearlessness and complete confidence that you're not going to cause yourself serious injury with a machete, considering that some people accidentally cut themselves with a
Several ways you could die. Fall, then fall on your machete. You know what I mean? Get blown off. Like,
spoon. Maybe we should be a little more hesitant to do this. Number 1. Super yacht on the Canal. Of all the things you expect to see on the narrow canals of Holland, a super yacht is not one of them. Sure, the rich like to travel and see the world, but this is pretty insane, no? For whatever reason, this millionaire decided that he wanted to see what the Netherlands had to offer. So he docked his insanely expensive super yacht in the middle of the canal and went to explore the city. Which sounds nice and all, but just imagine how irritated you would be if your view of the sunset was blocked by this unbearably huge ship. There is no sun anymore, there's just Super Yacht 320XE. We have no idea how the local people of Holland reacted, but
Not many people stowed away on that thing while it was sitting there while he was gone. And please.
clearly one of them was fascinated enough to get this stunning drone footage. When you see it from this angle, it's a little like when you would put your toy tank among your sister's dolls and mini city. It just looks huge and out of place. Obviously this super yacht is totally out of place, and we don't really know what the guy was thinking, but hey, it's a super yacht. Aren't they always out of place? That's kinda the whole point. Which of these drone capture
When you're rich, you do what you want to do, I see, bro. Just park your yacht in the, just like that, bro. That's like a slap in the face to the people that live there. You just think you can do what you want? Nah, bro. Nah, you'd have came back. I'd have had my feet kicked up, relaxed back on your yacht. You probably got a jacuzzi. I'd have been in your jacuzzi, eating your food. Nah, you can't disrespect me and not get that in return. I'm telling you, bro. But yes, this makes me want to go get a drone again. I gotta fight the urge now. So y'all get at me in the comment section, man. Let me know what y'all thought was crazy about this video, all right? Timestamp it. It's your boy L. Till the next reaction of my peace, y'all stay solid. Hey.